Gang, in this new series of shorts, I thought it'd be fun just to have unedited, unfiltered thoughts on the book that we're going through together, which is Praying Like Monks, Living Like Fools. And the other week we were thinking about confession, and I was thinking in a whole new way that I haven't really thought about it before, about confession and how it builds community when you do it right, when I do it right. And so the thought goes something like this, that of course, those of us that have maybe grown up around church background, as soon as we hear the word confession, we're like, oh my goodness, this is so old. This is what I'm trying to break out of. This is kind of formulaic and religious, and telling God you're sorry for stuff or telling other people you're sorry for stuff. That's what I want to break out of. And of course, confessing in that sense is part of the life of prayer of a disciples at some point and in some way, because we all fall short of, perfection. And so there's always going to be regrets I have, or ways I get it wrong, or ways I hurt people, and just apologizing is a good thing. But that's a really small box to keep confession in. And so I was thinking about how we build community with confession at its core. And I was inspired to do that by this phrase that was written down, I can't remember, maybe Ronald Rolheiser, that gets quoted in the chapter. And the phrase is that a mature Christian community is a confessing community. Not one that is without sin, but one that is without secrets. So here's the deal. Every now and again, I'll get a text message or a WhatsApp or something, and it'll say something like, hey, how you doing? Can we have a chat? And sometimes, rarely, sometimes people want to chat. But often it's a chat to let me in on something, which has been building for a while, and it's like the volcano needs to blow. And in that conversation, there'll be, and it's my job, and people want to talk to the vicar, not because I'm the nice guy or whatever. People want to talk and they'll say something like this. I've had the call back from the doctor, and the thing that I've been exploring for a while is bad. Or me and my spouse, significant other, I don't know if we're going to make it. It's pretty rocky. We've been going through a bad patch. By patch, I mean 5 years, and we've been sleeping in separate rooms for 2. Or I got no money and the bailiffs have called around. Or my addiction has caught up with me and the thing that I thought was secret is not secret. Or my kids have just gone off the rails and I don't know how to work with them or communicate with them anymore, or whatever it is. Insert emergency here. And of course, we'll try and work through what's possible in that moment, and we'll try and work through how to help and pray and chat and spend time alongside. And my phone book, like I'm sure yours, is full of friends, names of friends, who maybe, if they'd let me or somebody else or anybody else in earlier, maybe the depth of pain that they know wouldn't have been the same. Maybe they'd have found an off-ramp quicker. Maybe they'd have found companionship on the journey of suffering sooner. And I wonder if confession in a community is actually this, that it's actually me acknowledging I'm not God. I haven't got it all sewn together. I don't know all the answers. My strength is incredibly limited. I actually really struggle sometimes. And I'd like you to know that. In fact, I'm going to name it. I'm going to invite you into that struggle. I'm going to invite you into that journey. And I'm going to ask for your help and your support. And I'm not going to put up a false advertising, a false barrier, a pretense of strength and security and ability to cope. In fact, that's just an idolatry. That's an idolatry of self. That's saying, yeah, I can do it. I can fix everything. I can keep it all together. I can keep all the balls up in the air whilst I'm juggling. I can keep all the plates spinning. I wonder if confession in a community context is saying, I'm in need of somebody else. I'm in need of some help. And another day I'll help you. And another day I'll be the strong one and I'll walk alongside you. Of course I will. But on today I need you and your help. And I'm confessing my need of that. And I'm humbly asking, would you come alongside me in that journey? And as you do that, as I do that, as we do that, then of course not all suffering is going to stop. And of course it's not a magical route out of all pain and difficulty. But it invites companionship on the way. It invites understanding from disciples who also struggle. It invites friendship and closeness and connection. It invites more possibilities in, and maybe more solutions, and maybe more wisdom, and maybe somebody to sit with you whilst you cry. And maybe the thing that's an emergency for you because you're trying to struggle on your own to hold it, well, maybe when 2 or 3 people hold it, it's maybe not as big. And maybe they've walked through it as well already, and maybe they know what that valley feels like. Maybe they could be a guide through it. So that's what I was thinking about. I wonder if a confessing community, a bunch of people that are quick and comfortable to share openly and honestly the good stuff and the bad stuff, I wonder if that's a route to maturity in discipleship.